Please, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. How many countries?
34. 35, 34. Five. Poland, 4. India, 7.
India.
표지 배정하도 로더 니는 낭쇼지적 가순데 표인지적 강아 예지 다대샤 표지 나줘도 개유로미 제신받다 대신 제거려고 동분되면 가수 소수는 누구 켜도 마시 상세지 배정한도 실로 니도 중내송 로더 나순 랭게 중주 sab중 예신 대로 중주 sab중 탱구별 루트 켜도 숨을 소수는 예신 대권의 시 중내다 중내 그래 미리 두벌 왜 그래 두벌 왜 역사래야 시 중내다 니 그래 중내다 그래 니 라다 거야 대매버다 라다 저 여러분 믿도 농습시다 저 라다 그네래 샹 라마 유로 라다직 쿠누니직 쿠누 쿠누 그게 직도 야야 로직은 배조간도 인지도 컴퓨터 정신보다 치료 에머리 둘라 로니간도 로니의 chen 정도 중에 긴두고 죽은 안에 들마 그네 자사
세라 제메니체 데폰로스 링체 앤 남들 링체 고만네체
가 남들 링체
고만네체
고마 어디셔 표지 변속하는 낭쇼의 개입로된 남겨서 제일레시 주로 어디셔야 그네리 비치게
세라 제바체 로슬링
조근이래 지도 배지 티단디 담시 배치 컨데요래 나도 제가 별이야 조지반데 어디셔 별이 남전제 주자네 드네 손지기 간다다 저는 티단디 남바시샤 집나지 드네지 티야시도 봐 장안에서 가담 차샤나 가담 맹아보다 가담 넘을버디 패진 남바시샤 전 티나서 수도 다자가 캐베兄弟리 두스마 때베이나 내가 저버튼서 고다가 아니 주저 온부 뜨부도 니요레스 주저 온부 뜨부디디 아니 왜 가서 그렇게 가서 용기 쳐주도 돈 다게 나서 대바전으로 되그랬어 온부 넘을 들 딱제쳐 그랬어 아니 직도 저기 댄지를 떼네 아니 가서 그렇게 실험 넘숨 마친숨 아니 간다치 다음에 무슨 야디들이야 리베 주지 돈이 다들은 내가 도서 다 전에 봐 띵ting도 집에 있나 아니 집에서 머리고 지게 봐 머리고 있는 뭐 땀대게 봐 semrang신 교회서 되네다 청주 써야지 토론이 뭐 통네 다 대대비 청주 타발이야 아니 남지 제외 고방 써야되다 청주 사딘 버리 다 될 좋아게 내가 남지 써야들이 벽 낭셔디 아니 지르는 낭배처 사고도 날렌데 주규디 보모를 신한 거야 저 말다신 좋아요 저들은 설마 드니아도 가지시고 그거 용라셔야 되고 그래 간다이니 나보사제비 저디 보모를 신한 거야 저잘 말다스 좋아 단 남주한테 디 남리 명하게 치단다 지금 남리 배치단 주체디 지 보면 지나 야 또스도 봐. 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 그냥 정주는 어쩌네. 애들 정주도 있게 얼마도. 타바도 있게 얼마도. 다 정주다 타바스야 지금 놀이야 지금 하고 샤니는데 쫀나래야 지금. 어다 태토스 치상벌지. 현해 되는 거 상별로지. 내가 디 장수 벌써 천지부터 되지. 디 공부장. 자상가 가서 낭슈 대셔 때문에 시행도 전에 강다 아니 야가를 캐베 치단데 빼게시 버리셔. 죄송아. 그런 것도 있잖아. 막 집에 있는 게 당고대 남진 모두샤. 다 되는지기 톱저지기 통서도 전에 엔티 두지기다. 탑람 엔티 람시. 아니 디컬사. 아니 시시다다 두모원으로 지기다 시시하는 마송샤 뜻을 제디. 디장 섬을 샤고래. 그 생각 이게 아주 수자 말ပဲ수자랍다. 그봐. 그 생각 지침 이거. 수자자 가자 뭐. 가서 고법을. 때문에 저기 팀이 배주 쉽지않게 밑에 지 가서 그래. 지금 점점 소리 없을 수 있어. 나셔라. 거기 신인들도. 근데 그 레벨 때 도스 마다 스티단데. 대신에 좀 치고 그랬어. 그래서 나갔어. Okay. I just mentioned the way to explain Buddha Dharma. It is quite clear. The last 1,000 years, so the way to teach Buddhism inside Tibet, that is more or less take for granted audience are Buddhist. Then look, Indian tradition, those Nalanda masters were writing, their tradition. Obviously, India, not only Buddhist, but a lot of challenges because you see, many different traditions there. A challenge, in a way, very helpful. I think in Nalanda tradition, the one factor for the such sort of
Making advance.
lot of sort of advancement because of challenge. Similarly, at that time, the non-Buddhist, for example, logic, non-Buddhist logicians, their logical thinking or logics also is much improved because of challenge from Buddhist logicians. So therefore, it is quite clear comparison. The Tibetan way teach and ancient Nalanda sort of way of because of the teaching. There are differences. So now we are 21st century. So we must sort of carry the way of teaching should be Nalanda way. Like that. So that I just suggested to them, although they know. So now this is international sort of group. Oh yes.
Just one word. This gathering that we have here and the request that we made for Your Holiness to kindly bless us is not just one-time project, but this is something that we have been doing year after year.
Yes.
So this is an annual feature. So this time we felt that it will be nice if we are able to bring this to the notice of His Holiness. We have like the regular Buddhist classes, language classes, 4 language classes every day, 3 Buddhist classes every day.
Four languages.
Like 4 different language classes. Jindashi is your. Like beginners, intermediary, advanced. Jindashi. And then plus yearly we organize 3 months translators training, special training of Tibetan culture. And then in addition to that, we have also a lot of exchange programs with, I think, 5-6 different universities. And we are also now making a lot of effort to make this Tibetan study program available on the modern media and technology. So these are some of the small initiatives, and they are very, very committed students. And so I seize this opportunity to appreciate your interest in the Tibetan culture and it is our responsibility to serve as much as possible. And we are, of course, facing a little bit limitation in terms of facilities and so forth, which we are also planning, because this kind of preservation of Tibetan culture is not for just this generation, but for many generations, for the well-being of everybody, which His Holiness always, tells people. So I see this opportunity to thank His Holiness for giving this guidance, and also appreciate all of you for enduring continuously.
Perhaps I usually used to make distinction. Religion, for example, Tibet case, Buddhism and Buddhist culture, two things. I think India also, I think Indian culture and Hinduism. And West, I think Judo-Christian culture and Judo-Christian faith. So culture mainly related with the community. Religion related with individual. So one example, Tibetan culture, Buddhist culture. But among Tibetan community, there are Muslims, some Christians, some non-believers. Okay. So like India, I think overall, the over billion population, their way of life, according to Indian culture. But among them, there are Christians, Muslims, Jains, and many different sort of religions, sort of faith, follower, and also Buddhist. So now Tibetan culture, I usually used to describe Tibetan Buddhist culture, actually part of Indian culture. So culture of non-violence. So automatically, culture of peace. And culture of non-violence and peace ultimately related with culture of compassion. I think Indian, I always describe ancient Indians, our guru. We are Chela. Everything which we kept come from India. So, however, you see, Chela, I think, kept real meaning of ahimsa, that's compassion. India, our Guruji, sometimes you say, not much pay attention, sufficient attention about karuna. If the essence of Indian culture, karuna, kept not only in the temples or these things, but the society as a whole, I think India, no room corruptions, and huge gap rich and poor. So in any way, Tibetan culture, mainly I feel culture of compassion. So now, culture of compassion, when we properly sort of explain that, very much related with secular ethics. Whether believe something or not, up to individual. But so long we are a human being, so long we are a member of the social animal. Compassion, sense of concern of others' well-being is the key factor to build healthy society, healthy community. Just education alone, education with self-centered sort of attitude, sometimes education create more trouble. So we have this sort of brain, marvelous brain, education, very important, very useful. This education, this knowledge must combine with warm-heartedness. That also, since we are a social animal, and everybody is come from our mother, everybody grown up at least the initial sort of our life, the 3-4 years, you see, mother's care, including mother's milk. That way we've grown up. So affection from other, particularly from mother, I think that experience is really absorbed in our blood. So person, firstly, surrounded by more compassionate sort of community, much happier. More compassion brings trust. Trust brings friendship. Friendship is the ultimate source of happy life. So then oneself also, more compassionate mind, your physical condition much healthier. Constant fear, constant anger, jealousy, these very harmful for our health. Some scientists say, you see, constant fear, hatred, anger is actually eating our immune system. So whether believer or non-believer, it doesn't matter. So long we are a human being. So human being is the social animal. So the key factor for build happy society, happy community, finally happy humanity, very much related with karuna, sense of concern of others' well-being. Okay. So please think. This is more sort of more seriously about these things. Then, as far as Buddhism is concerned, historically, Pali tradition and Sanskrit tradition. Pali tradition is the foundation of Buddha Dharma. And then Sanskrit tradition is on the basis of Pali tradition, then further sort of elaboration about Four Noble Truths or moksha, these things. So generally speaking, a Pali tradition relying on Buddha's word. Sanskrit tradition relying on investigation. So that Buddha himself used it to express or told his sort of disciple, "Oh, my follower should not accept my teaching out of faith, out of devotion, but rather thorough investigation and experiment." So therefore, like Nagarjuna, you see, they are writing. You see, even some kind of rejections, Buddha's own word, some word, or we cannot accept this literally. Buddha mentioned this for a certain purpose. If we accept this literally, it go against reasons. So we must reject. So that's the Nalanda Sanskrit tradition. Again, you see, this does not mean Pali tradition and Nalanda Sanskrit tradition is something separate. No. Like our Vinaya practice, all these exactly same Pali tradition and Sanskrit tradition. And then, on top of that, philosophical views, then a lot of the reasons. So therefore, like Dignac and Dharmakirti, they especially, you see, they wrote for logics, like that. As far as Buddhist logic is concerned, Chinese tradition, I think last 1,000 years, not much pay attention about Buddhist logic. So for example, the Dignac's very important text, and also Dharmakirti's text, even it's not translated. But other sort of texts, the Nagarjuna's text, and also the Chandakirti and some the Kasachut, Arya Asanga, Bosuband, you see, they are sort of teaching, many of them translated into Chinese. And of course, Buddha's own word, Ganj, like that. But this Buddhist logic, so therefore, I think Buddhist logic, according to Nalanda Sanskrit tradition, I think available only among Tibetan tradition. So, I think early 19th century, one Russian translated Dharamshala work, Parmanavatika Karika, into Russian. Perhaps I think that's the passage Chidikel, the Namdes Zawajura. Timothy Ayu.
So perhaps Cherbatsky's translation might have been the only translation of Buddhist logic, a text on Buddhist logic in some foreign language, Western language.
Like that. So that I want to share with you. So those people who believe there's a Buddhist teaching and want to be Buddhist, good, follow Buddhism seriously, sincerely. Sometimes religious faith also become additional fuel for concept of we and they. The faith also, you see, helping for further strengthening about biased view. Right? It is terrible. I think, except the Ukrainian problem, that's a national way, like that. That's a political matter. But Iraq, Syria, now in some African countries, the violence between Christian and Muslim, and within Muslim, Shia, Sunni. Such case, religious faith, helping to promote destructive emotion on the basis of strong concept of we and they, because of too much biased, right? Like that. And also, I think, instead of emphasis, practice of love, Muslim also, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and all major religions, all, you see, because of the emphasis, the importance of love. Among the audience, anyone who, one because Egyptians too. So, traditionally, you say, the Muslim background. You're Christian. Non-believer. Well, that's good. That's more neutral. That's the opportunity to investigate. Even I think a strong Buddhist because of follower, we think, only Buddhism. And never see some good points of other religion. So in any way, so even, Islam. I have many sort of friends, a Muslim. You see, the real sort of the teaching of Quran is actually the love. So some Muslim told me, genuine Islam practitioner must extend love towards entire creature of Allah. Same. And then the meaning, jihad. combat with your own destructive emotion and harmful action. That's the meaning of jihad. One Muslim in India told me that. Then later in New York, when I met one Muslim professor, I tried to confirmation about that. You see, it become because it confirmed. So then jihad, we Buddhists also, day and night, we practice jihad, combat our own destructive emotion. So every religion, you see, practice jihad. But nowadays, jihad means killing other people. Some Muslim, you see, I don't know. These people, I think, actually not a genuine Islam practitioner due to lack of knowledge and lack of knowledge of their own religious real message. Clear? So now some questions. Okay. Okay. I think yes, okay. Five questions. Okay.
Your Holiness, I want to ask you one question about the Karmapa problem. I have heard there's one Karmapa in Tibet as well, also in Delhi right now, and I want to ask you why it is not getting a peaceful solution for these problems that everybody can peace and happiness. Maybe you get some help from outside with diplomat people or other people who can integrate in this problem. I don't know, because many people have problems with this condition to teach it.
Yes, right from the beginning, when Ujjayi still inside Tibet, you see some problems, it happened. And actually, I think mainly due to some sort of difficult relation among 5 disciples of late Karmapa Rinpoche, Shama Rinpoche, Siddhu Rinpoche, and then Chugul Khasa Shanugati, Gongdru Rinpoche, then Jezo Rinpoche, and then Tokwa Rinpoche. So one time I told them, you 5 people, almost like the brothers of same father. So even you cannot sort of helping each other. Please don't harm each other. But then, eventually, Lama politics developed. It is not new. In the past, in Tibet also, Lama politics. Nowadays, in Ladakh also, Lama politics there. These also, you see, the people not seriously, sincerely practice. Just carry name. So this, no, I cannot do much. I done my level, I done my best.
Next question.
Yes, Indian Guruji. Yes.
Guruji, can you explain your experiments with Karuna, which you have explained now? Something that is very particular, that we can translate it to, that how Karuna helps somebody.
Oh. Firstly, I think India, basically, overall, very, very religious-minded people. Sometimes I jokingly telling or expressing in Delhi or some other places, every family, I think every morning some pujas in front of the Shiva Lingam or Ganesh or Saraswati. But it seems to see they pray to God, please bless me, my corrupted life be successful. How can? One time, I met some Cuban refugee who settled in America. I met this one family, very, very devoted Catholic, very religious-minded. Then he told me, he prayed to God, the Fidel Castro bring to heaven sooner the better. It is quite so. So those Indian religious-minded people, I think, should pray to God. These corrupted people should bring to heaven sooner the better. So this is quite unfortunate. Some other country, a non-believer, you see, corruptions, these understandable. Only think money or power. India, as I mentioned earlier, religious-minded nation. I think amongst Egyptian civilization and Indus Valley civilization, Chinese civilization, I think Indus Valley civilization, I think most sophisticated philosophy, I think, developed within that sort of civilization. Although Egyptian, also quite sophisticated. But compare, I think, the Indus Valley sort of civilization. As I mentioned earlier, these Nalanda, and also many non-Buddhist sort of great philosophers. So then this country, see, a lot of sort of corruptions, that really shows big contradiction, religious-minded nation. So this is because people, Indian people, I think when you think about religion, it's some pujas, some rituals, and some colors put here. So you see, not much pay attention about real teaching and teaching based on different philosophies. That, I think, India, I think, a little bit neglected. So I always is telling, India is such a, now today, India is the only country where all major world religions live together. Now Indian should pay more attention about this philosophical part. Not religious puja and this, okay. But more important is use intelligence, not just the faith. Without using intelligence, then faith becomes blind faith. Blind faith is dangerous and not much helpful. So with blind faith, how can develop seriousness, right, and sincerity? Once we saw the reasons, then we develop seriousness and sincerity, right? So therefore, when we passing through, you see, from one town on one to another town, on the road, we can see many shrines, many shrines. So I usually express some my friend, instead of these shrines, better some small library, right? More books rather than statues, more books. Then also, I think in secular education field, India, secularism, even your constitution based on secularism, it is very unique and very important. So So secular ethics in this country is easily understandable. But in Europe, secular, often you see consider secular and atheism, secularism and atheism some way closer. According Indian understanding, no. Atheism means anti-God. Secularism respects all religions, including non-believer. So India, I think, can show rest of the world through education. I mean, in secular education field, you can educate secular values or secular ethics as a part of secular education. Through that way, I think we can expect, you see, genuine, positive transformation. Clear? Good word, correct?
No, compassion.
Oh. So, the essence or basis of secularism is karuna. Karuna, as I mentioned earlier, you see, for our individual health, for healthy family, for healthy society, healthy nation, karuna is key factor. I'm not talking about heaven or hell. So then, even dogs very much appreciate karuna. And among dogs or cats themselves also, the individual cats or individual dogs who have some sort of karuna active in their emotion, much happier than dogs. You see, they much anger and they put their stringshare.
There's hair at above the head stands on end.
Oh, I'm barking. Oh, I'm not necessarily happy. Always sort of, some kind of because of the anxiety. Yeah. Like that. So, karuna, without faith, very possible. Some Christian believe, of course, very nice, very beautiful, but you see, they believe karuna or compassion or love comes only through prayer to God. Of course, I respect, I admire Christianity. Wonderful. Many good people there. Wonderful. But when you see he explained that, I felt immediately, oh, dogs also have some karuna, but no faith to God. Like that. So, now last question.
Thank you. His Holiness, one question. Could you please give a message to the women for the 21st century, please?
Okay.
How to improve the world?
I usually, since many years, you see, telling the concept of leadership, say, million years ago, no concept of leadership. The Marxists say original communism. You see, no concept of leadership. Everybody equal, work together, and whatever they get, share together. Then population increased, and farming system developed. As a result, the concept of mind increase. Individualism, I think eventually, you see, becomes stronger. And then some mischievous activities also then increase. So then the concept of leadership come, who's supposed to judge, right? justice, right? Justice and injustice on these things. So, at that time, no education. So, no rule of education. So, in order to become leadership, only physical strength, like animal. So, I think except the elephant, otherwise you see the male become dominance of the herds or the group. So we human being also, no education, no rule of education, so physical strength is a main sort of, because of the condition, become leadership. So, so male dominance comes. Then gradually education develops. Education brings more equal, female and male. I think because Israeli Golda Meir, wonderful, very powerful leader, and England, Mrs. Thatcher, also you see, very, very powerful. And in India, the Indira Gandhi ji, very close friend of mine. You see. So, few exceptions. Otherwise, most of the leaders still male. Now time comes. As I mentioned earlier, existing education not sufficient, because existing education very much sort of oriented about material value. Existing education not much talk about moral ethics. Moral ethics usually you see related with religious faith. So therefore, now in education, we should include, as I mentioned earlier, you see, secular ethics. That is a sense of respect, sense of concern of others' well-being. So now time comes, we must promote human love, human compassion. For that respect, female biologically more sensitive about others' pain. That also some scientists, you see, experimented. So they found the female biologically more sensitive about others' pain. So therefore, at a time when we really need special effort for promotion of human love, human compassion, now female should take more active role. Clear? So if I think kasoda sababs kasore. If you guess, I think the world leaders, majority leaders, I think take by female, perhaps world become I think more less sort of violence. I feel that. So that's the female's rule. And then individual case is a female, a mother, female. So should provide maximum affection to their children. That's very, very important. Okay. Thank you. So then I think I usually is expressing, telling Tibetan issue, not just a political matter. Tibetan issue is very much concerned, or I think Tibetan issue, three aspects. One aspect, ecology, global warming. One Chinese ecologist, I saw one article wrote by one Chinese ecologist. He expressed in his article effect from Tibetan plateau to global warming as much as South Pole and North Pole. So he described Tibetan plateau as third pole. So then obviously the rivers which cover whole Asia from China up to Pakistan, those major rivers, the ultimate source come from Tibetan plateau. So these rivers, I think at least over billion populations life depend on these rivers. Sometimes now in Kashmir, you see, and also Bihar and some other area, you see too much. I mean, those rivers also create a lot of problem. But without water, we can't live. Flood, there is possibility to escape. No water, then we will die. So I think these rivers, over billion population, human beings, their life depend on these rivers. So therefore, the preservation of Tibetan ecology is something very, very important. That's one aspect of Tibetan issue. Second aspect, Tibetan culture, as I mentioned before, culture of peace, culture of compassion. It's really worthwhile to preserve. Particularly the over billion Chinese population also is in need culture of compassion, culture of love, culture of non-violence. It's very much relevant. And then as far as Buddhism is concerned, as I mentioned earlier, on this planet, among the Buddhist country, I think Tibet is the only nation who kept a Nalanda tradition intact way. So, Buddhism, like any other religion, one of the world religion, is worthwhile to preserve. So therefore, that's second aspect, preservation of Tibetan culture, including rich Nalanda tradition of Buddhism, we very much have kept alive. Then, third aspect, the good relation between India and China is very essential. Combine these two nations, over 2.5 billion population, and very, very important. So most two populated sort of nations, India and China. So there are good relation based on mutual trust. It's very, very essential. So for that reason, so long Tibet problem remained there, and then Chinese government compelled to put large number of soldier, army, have to station. Once that automatically, you see, develop some sort of suspicion among Indian also the leaders, particularly the army people. I have a lot of friends among Indian army people like that. So therefore, you see, once Tibet issue settled, then Chinese can reduce large number of Chinese soldiers. That automatically, you see, develop more ease way. Yeah. And both sides withdraw large number of troops on difficult area that economically also very, very expensive. Clear. So Tibet issue in that aspect also some direct relevant. So Tibet issue. So therefore, I now completely retired from political responsibility. Since 2001, semi-retired position. Now 2011, now completely retired. But Tibet issue, these aspects, I still say, I feel these are moral issue. So as a Buddhist monk, still, you say, I take care about these things. So you as a friend of Tibet, and also have some interest about Tibetan culture, Tibetan Buddhism, please keep in your mind these points. So whenever you have opportunity, share the understanding about the reality of Tibetan problem. Okay, not only just the human rights violation, but political sort of problems, but these are real sort of issue. So I want to share with you. Thank you very much.